This episode of the Brilliance Plus Passion podcast is brought to you by Groundhog Day is an event, not a business strategy. Are you ready to finally solve those pesky issues that keep holding back your business success and never seem to go away? Embrace the power of the S.P.R.I.N.G formula that unearths the issues and opportunities burrowed beneath the surface, and grow your business so you thrive from your intersection of your brilliance and your passion. Claim your copy today at www.thegroundhogbook.com. Welcome to the Brilliance Plus Passion podcast. Join us as we celebrate entrepreneurs, business creators, and brilliant minds who reveal what they are doing to make the world a better place by being part of it. Be sure to visit our website at www.brilliancepluspassion.com. While you're there, subscribe to us via your favorite network. Now sit back, lean in, tune in, get your notepad and 2 pens ready, and let's get started.
My name is Adam Homey. I'm your host, and I am honored by your wise decision to tune in and invest in yourself today. One of these days, I'm going to invest in installing my Logitech Brilliance software on my brand new laptop so I can zoom out somewhat. But in the meantime, we're going to share with you another fine example of somebody who makes the world a better place by being part of it and by their contributions to it. That's what the Brilliance Plus Passion Project has always been about in the nearly 2 years since we began it. And today, I'm very excited to have with us Victor Sagalovsky. He is the co-founder of Litewater Scientific, which is the first and only super deuterium-depleted light water, where he has dedicated himself to the research, development, and production of this rare water. So there's a very long bio here, very impressive. You can see it in our show notes, but I'd rather have you hear it from Victor in his own words. Victor Sagalovsky, welcome aboard. It's such an honor and a pleasure, not to mention a privilege to have you with us today.
Thanks, Adam. I appreciate it.
Awesome. So we have a few questions we go through in our conversations here. And the very first one is, how does the work that you do, in your own words, make the world a better place for your clients, customers, and the world at large?
Well, you could say I give people the tools for self-empowerment and self-improvement. So I'm trying to fulfill that which the great masters have told us is what we're put here for, and that is to help ease the suffering of others. So many times I failed, many times I have succeeded, and it's not over yet.
Right. So what is it that you actually offer? Tell us a bit more about this. I described it in one sentence, but if you could share it in a way that our listeners will understand, that'd be great.
We produce a type of water known as deuterium-depleted water. And most people don't even know what deuterium-depleted water is, so you have to start there. But it's the purest water there is in the world. Also happens to be the rarest because there's not many companies that have the process and know the process to make this. So what we have here is a new standard of water purity that eventually everybody will have to catch up on, because it's incredibly monumental discovery for human health and longevity. So all water on the planet has a little deuterium in it. Deuterium is heavy water, and we reduce the heavy water down. We reduce it by about 95%, 94 to 97% from what everybody is. So that makes it the closest water there is to the water that our bodies make. The water that our bodies make, known as metabolic water, is deuterium depleted. So if we drink deuterium depleted water, we're actually giving our body the water that it prefers.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I myself, I live in Las Vegas, and one thing I can tell you is that stuff that comes out of our mains water is not something that I would drink even through a filter.
That Colorado River water,
yeah. Yeah. You know what we're talking about here. So I also, know directly how I feel when I look at the quality of the water that I consume, whether I'm drinking it just as water or whether it's what I use to brew my iced tea. There is a real difference.
Well, in school, we were led to believe that we're 75% water. At least that's what I was told in biology class.
I was told that too.
We're actually 98.9% water by molecular weight.
By weight, yeah, I could see it.
Just about every molecule we have is bound to a water molecule. So we are water beings. So change your water, changes your life.
Absolutely. So what are, in your experience, a few of the most common questions that people have when they're exploring more about your offering? Like, what are the FAQs?
Well, they want to know what it is. Most people never heard the word deuterium, so they want to know what deuterium is. And once they know what deuterium is, they want to know why it's harmful for us. And once they find out why it's harmful for us, they want to know what they can do about it. This is just the basic questions that are available in the FAQ of our website, and I can get into it, but I know we don't have much time.
Yeah. Well, we will share people with your website, so they'll be able to check that out for themselves as they make their own decision. But now, what are a few questions you wish people would ask?
Do I need it? Why does the body not have ability to process deuterium out, right? We've been here for, mammals have evolved over millions of years. How come we have this problem? And that's the questions I want them to ask, because I want to get to the nitty gritty of what really is happening here. And the reason we need it is because our bodies function better with less deuterium. Deuterium is a heavy isotope of hydrogen, and it's been increasing on this planet. And when you combine that with the standard American diet, which is very carb rich, deuterium hides in carbs.
Yeah.
So it really is it's like a hidden cause of a lot of I wouldn't say disease, but everything is an energy game, right? If you don't have the body's a self-healing organism, so if you don't have the energy, then you're not going to heal. So this gives you the net energy benefit that we're all entitled to by being here. Some people live in areas where they have water that has less deuterium, and that's how we discovered this in the first place. Is those people that live in these areas with less deuterium have increased health span and lifespan. So 70 years ago, they discovered this, and in 2019, we started making deuterium-depleted water available. So it's been a pretty long road to this, and so I'm just increasing awareness of something small that you could do as an intervention in your health that will make a big, actually epic results. So we all want to stay younger longer. So the way to do that is to reduce the deuterium in our bodies.
Yeah, absolutely. So now let's switch gears. And this is where we get to learn more about Victor as a person. Now, the first question we like to share is, what would people who know you be surprised to learn about you?
They would be surprised to know that I am an expert in ancient Hawaiian history, mysticism, and culture. I have a minor in University of Hawaii, and most people don't know that about me. That I've spent more than a decade and a half, actually probably 96, so like 2 decades plus, studying Hawaiian history and culture and Polynesian history and culture. It's been a hobby of mine since I was brought under the wing of a teacher that's since passed. And so this is a parallel interest of mine to health, and most people don't know that about me.
Wow. I mean, yeah, it's interesting, some of the other areas of exploration that we embark upon as human beings, that whether you call them avocational or just matters of other interest, that I don't think we get enough of in today's world. We're expected to focus on just that one thing and to be ruthlessly focused. And yet we sometimes find the greatest lessons that help us in our pursuits through some of the other areas we explore.
Didactic polymath. So I am just interested in a wide variety of subjects. And some of those I've actually become quite adept at, and now with time and effort, you get to a point where you start understanding some things. And so, most people don't know that about me, that I went to the University of Hawaii, which is quite odd because I was born in the Soviet Union and came here as a refugee. And I ended up in Hawaii, and there, sorry about that. And there I took a huge interest in the local culture and the history of that local culture. And so yeah, that's a parallel track of mine that I don't think many people know about.
That is actually quite intriguing. So, next thing is, what do you hope people say about you when you're not around to hear it?
I hope they're doing it now with that phone call.
They're trying to hear it, yeah.
uh, behind my back, I hope people say, Victor was helpful in something. Yeah, I think that's the best I could hope for, is that if they discuss me behind my back, is that I'm is that I helped them in some way, or they did, or just share some piece of knowledge that I gave them that happened to have helped them, or they passed along that helped somebody else. That to me that would make me very happy.
Yeah, absolutely. So, if you could go back in time and change one thing you've done, one thing you've experienced, one thing that's happened, what would it be and why?
That's a very good question. And every experience, good and bad, every joy and every heartache, triumph, failure, is exactly what we came here to experience. So the desire to alter it would be unfair to the book of life. So the definition of forgiveness?
What is it?
Letting go of hope for a better past. So I
Wow,
don't
that is something. Letting go of hope for a better past. I just have to say that again. I never thought of it that way.
That's what it is. So I don't really think of in those terms of what can I go back and change.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I would change, but I have no right. I have no right to that, because that's what made me who I am now. So it would be a different person
if the Brilliance Plus, if the Brilliance Plus Passion Project was the Family Feud, the number one answer to that question would be, I wouldn't change a damn thing.
No, I mean,
you can go through episode after episode after episode. That seems to be the theme for, I would say, about 60 to 70% of them. But the reasons why are where some of the magic is. So, what famous person, alive or dead, would you like to meet? And if you had the opportunity, what question would you have for them?
I want to meet the person that built the Great Pyramid.
Okay.
And now I got a lot of questions for them.
I bet you would.
I'm sure you could imagine.
Yeah.
What is it? What is it? Why is it there? Can you verify these things, yes or no? And how did you do it? So yeah, I think that would probably be my most interesting person I'd like to meet. Whoever built the Great Pyramid.
Yeah, and by the way, since you had people blowing up your celly, I get to hold my kitty. This is Princess Alessandra. She's one of our production assistants. Yes, she is.
She's calm, huh?
Yeah, she is. I mean, she's 9.5 in human years. She still has that kitten playfulness about her, but she sometimes knows when to assume her elegant, stately aura about her. So we're going to set her aside here for a minute. Alessandra, I'll be with you in a couple minutes after we wrap up here. So the next thing is, and we're almost done, what motivates and inspires you, Victor, to keep going when you're having a tough time or facing a challenge?
I think what inspires me is people, feedback. I get inspired every day when somebody calls and says, hey, this changed my life. I mean, there's nothing more inspirational than somebody calling and thanking you for providing a product that helped improve their life. So that to me is probably the most inspiring. We are lifted up collectively by the work we do, and when the feedback comes in that it's good work that we do, it's a good feeling. So yeah, that's my inspiration.
Yeah. So you have an invitation that I'm going to extend on your behalf in just a moment. So I know there's something you want to share with our audience. There's a link you want to share. I'm going to do that for you. So what I'm asking is, in general, what is one action you would want our listeners to take as soon as they finish streaming this in about a minute or so?
Well, I'm not going to say go and, I would say change your water, change your life. Check out our website, drink light water, but I'm not going to focus on the product. You'll find out about it if you choose on your own. I think the most important thing that I like to share with listeners is that they learn how to breathe correctly. Most of us do not breathe properly, and there's no diet, there's no water, there's nothing that will change that for you except yourself, because that's just one of these hidden health interventions that can really either help you or can really hurt you. So I would say learn about how to breathe. Don't breathe through your mouth, breathe through your nose, learn coherent breathing, look it up. That's the most important thing to us. When somebody asks you what is the most important thing to you in your life, I often do that to people, and they list everything, like their children, their car, their house, their whatever it is. But that's not, all of those are wrong. The true answer is air. It's oxygen. So by all means, water is the second most important thing, but the first most important thing is oxygen. And within that oxygen is contained the life force that animates all things. So if anything I could leave with people is just focus on your breath. Whenever you're having a hard time, just shut it all down and listen to your breath, listen to your heartbeat, and slow it down. And most importantly, if you're seeking enlightenment, lighten up.
All right. That's great. If you're seeking enlightenment, lighten up. I was taught a long time ago, and I was surprised when I found out this worked. If it seemed like I was feeling a bit discombobulated, to simply hold my breath for 15 seconds. And then what I observed, as I was told would happen, is that the chatter in your brain just goes quiet.
That's very good. And if I could add something to that.
Yeah.
Try to do it on the exhale. So after you exhale, then hold your breath and see how long you can hold it. And now that'll determine what your control pause is. It's part of a system of breathing called Buteyko breathing. And it's very beneficial because we have this balance. We have this homeostasis that has to be maintained between the oxygen that goes in and the carbon dioxide that goes out. We don't breathe because we need oxygen. We breathe because we need to exhale carbon dioxide. We need oxygen. Well, if it was just for oxygen, we would need about a breath a minute. So there's this cycle and there's this balance. And the balance is between oxygen and carbon dioxide, just like it is for the plants, so it is for the animals. So that's very astute that you said that. So when you exhale, see how long you can naturally hold your breath. Don't force it. And the longer you can hold it, the healthier you are.
Absolutely. All right. So for our listeners, www.drinklightwater.com, and that's spelled L-I-T-E. So DRINKLITEWATER.com. Drinklightwater.com. That is what Victor offers to you. You can check out the detailed description on that website. He mentioned an FAQ section. It'll answer most of your questions. And if you still need more, you can very easily connect with Victor on Instagram, YouTube, or LinkedIn and get more. So with that, Victor Sagalovsky, thank you so much for being with us today. It has been an honor, and believe me, an education.
Thank you for tuning into the Brilliance Plus Passion podcast, where we celebrate entrepreneurs, business creators, and brilliant minds who are making a difference for their community, market, and audience. Remember to visit our website at www.brilliancepluspassion.com and enjoy even more great episodes like this one. Again, while you're here, subscribe to us via your favorite network. We look forward to seeing you next time on the Brilliance Plus Passion podcast.